Because after all, a play lives or dies by the director's hands.
Master? Master? Are you shocked? Or do you instead lament this development? I was deeply sorrowful. Though to a lesser degree about Maria's true intentions, and more my shameful inability to recognize her... Oh wait, hold on.
Machinations.
Well, that, but also it kicked me out of the stream.
Oh, shit.
Okay, I'm back in. Though to a lesser degree about Maria's true intentions, and more my shameful inability to recognize her machinations. At the time, I too believed that Maria was the white-haired girl's one and only ally. It was not until everything had drawn to a close that I discovered the truth. Then I now know how the tale ends, you say? Yes, that is correct. Well aware that it was not the case, I told you the story in a way that suggested she was on the white-haired girl's side. Oh my, I wonder if that constitutes lying to you, Master? I merely wanted to present the events to you in order, starting from the beginning when Maria's ill intentions were still veiled in shadow. I wanted you to know the same feeling of consternation I had experienced. The white-haired girl continued to write letter after letter. They were all addressed to her dear husband, detailing her ever-persistent love for him, and her desire for their relationship to return to what it had once been.
My beloved, I'm sure your hands are quite full right now. But that is fine. It does not change my love for you. Do you remember the day we went out together? That was perhaps the most wonderful day of my life. I had a truly incredible time. I still treasure the gift you gave me, for it is the one and only present I have received from you. That reminds me, Maria tried to teach me how to dance. I doubt I will ever progress beyond being laughably bad, though. It would be nice someday you and I could dance together. Perhaps when you have a little respite from work, we could go out again, take a carriage somewhere a little farther away, and we could dine at a restaurant more to your liking. Although I think the cuisine at the other restaurant was exquisite personally. Do I perhaps have an unrefined palate?
Maria altered the letters before delivering them, however. She changed the addressee from Jacopo to another man. She would cut away the top of the page with Jacopo's name on it, and in the space below, write a different name. She could not have mimicked the white-haired girl's handwriting for the full length of the letter, but Maria could make a single name look adequately similar. And it would, after all, be quite difficult to notice minor discrepancies in such a small quantity of text.
again. Another letter. Why does she keep writing these?
Jacopo's eyes. The modified letters looked like professions of love for another man. The more she inscribed of her feelings for Jacopo, the greater the turmoil grew within his heart. Even though her love was directed towards him,
I can't believe what I'm reading! A restaurant? More to your liking? I knew it. You've been going out with other men, all the while pretending to be chased in my presence. I still treasure the gift you gave me. God's sake! You have to be fucking kidding! Ugh. But I've ensured she can't leave that room. She'll never see this man again. In time, she'll let go, and so will he. Listen to me. Resigning myself to the hope that everything will fix itself. How did I end up like this? Such a pitiful man I've become.
on the surface, Maria acted quite heartbroken at the sight of their suffering. But when she returned to her room, the walls echoed with her cackles. She derived a great deal of entertainment from their squirming. The more they writhed in anguish, the deeper her satisfaction grew. And both the white-haired girl and Jacopo continued to place their confidence in Maria, the one responsible for everything. The white-haired girl had never possessed a sense of distrust, and so she took everything Maria said in truth, continuing in her agony to write Jacopo letters. Letter after letter after letter.
My beloved, are you still tied up with your work? It has been some time since we last saw one another, so I know what you have been doing as of late. I only hope you remain in good health. I would, if possible, prefer to tell you everything in person, but I do not have the courage, so these letters are my only option. Am I adequately expressing my feeling, my love for you? If you have the time, I would appreciate a response.
You're never gonna get a response, though. Not as long as I'm intercepting them. There's no way I'm allowing these, or your love, to get to him. I could just stop reading them. Would certainly make things easier. But if I don't, my imagination will run wild. Fantasizing about her writing to this other man, and what she might be putting in her correspondence. I'd be better off knowing the truth than torturing myself with fantasy. It's the better option.
Jacopo accepted every letter Maria delivered, without fail. He would merely nod as he accepted it, his face contorted in discomfort, and then pore over the text when he was alone. I assume he did not want her to see his heart sinking into darkness. He had put trust in his wife rather than Maria. He would have almost certainly been able to realize the letters were directed at him, despite the altered recipient name. Everything she wrote about concerned him, after all. How could someone who had lived as isolated a life as her have so many identical experiences with two distinct men? Why could he not find it in himself to trust her? Perhaps doubting her was simply easier. If you were in his position, would you trust her? Would you maintain faith in her, the woman who had waited so long? Would you believe the feelings she had professed for you were genuine? She continued writing letters, day after day, week after week, without hiatus. She had, by and large, run out of things to say, but that did not put an end to her letter writing. She simply repeated what she had written before. Nevertheless, they did not see one another in person. The white-haired girl, forbidden from leaving her shed, could only wait for her husband to pay her a visit.
My beloved, there's a little bit of fog out today. Weather like this reminds me of my home country. I was born on an island, perpetually covered in a thick fog. I'm not saying I would like to return, but thinking about it does make me feel rather homesick. Has that happened to you? That reminds me. Aside from that one time, you have not told me much of your homeland. It would be nice if we could pay it a visit together sometime. Speaking of which, before I left, an exhibition of some sort was held there. I was unable to attend, but perhaps you had the chance when it was near you? I imagine you would have, with your interest in new technology. Next time you have a chance, I would enjoy hearing what they had on display.
An exhibition? Ah, that's right. There was one. It was a year ago. Had quite a bit of attention, since it was supposed to have been held in Paris. I was busy, preparing for our wedding. I had no time to attend an exhibition. While I was doing that, giving you, a woman I had never met before, my full attention. You were giving yours to a different man. Has this been going on for that long?
Had he simply stepped up and taken action, he could have put an end to the stream of letters, each of which gave rise to further misunderstanding. He needed merely to ask the white-haired girl in person, to whom the letters were addressed, whether what they described were true, and the twisted threads of his confusion would all have been unraveled. But he made no such effort, relying instead on Maria to serve as his intermediary. I feel as though I have now, at long last, come to understand just what kind of man Jacopo was. While he had a great deal of pride in his capabilities, he had far less confidence in himself as a person. If he did faith in himself, perhaps he could have put faith in his wife as well. Had his pride not been so twisted, perhaps he would not have been so afraid of being hurt. Indeed, he was afraid. Afraid of being rejected by her. Afraid to face a reality where his beloved partner scorned him. Where the woman he loved laughed at him disdainfully. Where she and countless others mocked him. The thought of it paralyzed him. The environment in which he had been raised played a significant part in his state of mind, I expect. Occasionally, the name on the letter would change. Maria was making the white-haired girl out to be having affairs with multiple other men. She could never do such a thing, of course. But Jacopo, thinking Maria to be his only ally, believed everything she said.
If I could figure out who this man is and where he resides, I could make him tell every last detail about his relations with my wife. What if that information went public as a result? If news of her infidelity spread and would have reached the Koska,
Duck. You have a voice like Silvio. Oh, Duck. Use a voice like Silvio.
The fate of the Bertatis is in your hands, son. There's a limit to what we can accomplish on this tiny island. If we don't turn our attention onwards, we will wither away and die. And not just this family. This whole land will find itself famished and emaciated, defenseless against invasion as we waste away. I won't stand by and watch my homeland crumble. Sure, our methods may be crude and not always worthy of praise, but they produce undeniable results. The unfortunate thing is, the previous Capo Familia was an incredibly reticent man. It took all he had to merely preserve his small chunk of the world. But I'm not like that, and neither are you. The most I can do is lay the foundation to make it easier for you to work, which means everything rests on your shoulders. Both the future of the Berzati family and the future of this country. It all falls on you. The marriage is happening too quickly? It would be madness not to hurry, given the circumstances. You should be well aware of that. We need the Berzati name climbing the social ladder in short order, or we're going to have everything ripped out from under us. If the woman isn't to your liking, you can find another one that is. She's only going to be your wife in name. But listen to me, son. You must not allow her to fool around. What are the most vital things to have in our society? Money? Power? Yes, those are important. But what matters most is respect. No one's going to follow a capofamilia they can't respect. They'll try to undermine your authority. Once someone deems you weaker than them, courtesy goes out the window, and that's a judgment that's near impossible to overturn. Betrayal spreads like a fire through a forest. And once that flame's lit, the both of us come crashing down. You must not let anyone look down on you. You must not let anyone think you're the kind of man a woman can walk all over. If by any chance your fiancé is ever unfaithful to you, kill her before anyone finds out. Your place is above others. Climb to the top. Never be content with someone above you. And never forget the weight you carry on your shoulders.
I must keep intercepting these letters. I must keep her locked up. I still have work to do. I cannot allow anyone to learn about how she's disgraced me. Kill her. That's how my old man says to handle it. It's the last resort. It's not yet. God damn it! It's downright wrong for me to even be having these feelings for someone. Fuck!
Angel?
Master, your carriage is waiting outside. How are you coming along?
Coming along? Oh, that's right. I had an inspection scheduled today. I'll be right out. Have him wait.
Is something the matter, Master? You look a little hazy.
I'm fine.
If you're not feeling well, you should stay.
I said I'm fine. It's not your job to try and influence my condition.
Yes, sir.
Damn it. Keep it under wraps. Act like normal. You can at least do that much, damn you.
I think you got cut off
Take care
there.
on your trip, Master.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Hmm? It's not the usual coachman. I also feel like I've seen him somewhere.
Your fault.
What?
We...
Hey, speak up!
Dai, Jacopo Bersati!
Master! There's a knife in your... Oh God, someone...
Don't make a scene. Call a doctor.
Yes, sir.
Now I remember where I've seen him before. That's right. I put his factory out of business. I needed it out of the picture to expand my own business. I guess he held a grudge about that. I should have been more careful. Blood flows was surprising abundant from a stab wound. It's not stopping either. Son of a bitch! world is going white. Come on now. You have to be kidding.
Angel.
I know very well what kind of man you are. You wouldn't have to lead a blind man off a cliff if it furthered your own goals. You make money off others' lives. You stand upon a mountain of corpses, cackling at everyone below you. For a man like you, love comes as naturally as flying. Guess what? You don't have any emotions. And you never have. You've always been this way.
Jacopo, I think.
My childhood was day after day of mockery. You're just a bunch of nobodies trying to pretend your name means anything, they would say, sneering and glaring. Maria treated me as an equal, but she was the only one. I wanted to show him up. And to do that, I had to rise to the top. Or at least high enough that I could laugh at him. My old man wasn't the one who wanted that. I did too. I had to make them acknowledge that I had value as a man who actually wants to go through life being laughed at. I had to make them recognize that what I did had value. And I needed neither love nor compassion to do it. Or, that's what I thought. In the beginning, I only ever intended to use that woman. I simply needed her to build a name for myself. When she served her purpose, I could simply cast her aside. That's what I thought. Or, rather, that's what I endeavored to make myself think. But deep down, I felt bad for her. I pitied this woman, who was being made to marry a man she had never met before. I'm sure what she really wanted was to have a regular marriage with someone she loved. But because her family wanted to cling to their name, she wasn't afforded that opportunity. I wanted to do something for her. It didn't have to be anything grand. I genuinely wanted that. The day our wedding was when I first saw her. Her face, partially obscured behind a veil, was gorgeous. And crucially, she was smiling at me. I had expected to find only gloom and despondency in her eyes. But instead, she smiled. The moment I saw that smile, I wanted to be a permanent part of my life. I truly did. Want to ensure she always had a smile on her face. Is this my room? I'm alive? Damn it. I feel nauseous. What time is it? The world's a blur. So hot.
You mustn't get up.
Huh?
The doctor said bacteria entered your body through the wound. Because of that, you have a very high fever.
What are you doing here?
I was told you had been badly wounded. But thankfully, it was not fatal.
Did you make it out of?
Pardon?
Oh, I see. Maria opened it.
Would you like some medicine to reduce the fever? Should help you feel better.
Yeah. No. Stay by my side for a little longer.
Is there anything I can do for you? You can ask me anything.
My hand.
Your hand.
Could you hold my hand? If you don't want to, it's fine.
Like this?
Your hand is quite cold.
It probably feels that way because of your fever.
Ah. So,
Yes.
I've done some regrettable things to you. Please forgive me. To tell you the truth, from the moment I first saw you, I felt like you were what I had been searching for my whole life. Laugh if you'd like. I felt like I had finally found you. But I couldn't act around you the way I honestly felt.
You should get some sleep.
Could you keep holding my hand until I fall asleep? If you don't want to, that's fine.
My hand is in yours.
Thank you.
You appear to be quite delirious, Master. Those are things you should be telling your wife, not me.
It was all a dream. Of course it was. It wouldn't be that easy. and she would never come into my room. She's involved with other men.
Jacopo, may I come in? I have another letter.
The white-haired girl's persistent letters did not improve anything, but simply stoked the flames of misunderstanding. This continued for several months. Though outside, the sun shone with the gentle warmth of spring, cold, bitter winds of winter still relentlessly blew between Jacopo and his wife. Not allowed to leave her shed and never receiving a reply to her letters, the white-haired girl's only source of information was Maria. Week after week, her circumstances remained the same, but something else was beginning to show signs of change. Her mental state.
It's pointless, madam. You're only wasting your time at this point. I saw him throw your letter into the fireplace. He's not going to read anything you write, no matter how much of your soul you pour into it. He cares more about money and work than love. That's the kind of man he is. Just give up and file for divorce already.
No. No. I will get through to him. Everything will go back to normal. I have faith. All my letters may go up in flames, but my faith will be lost with them. As long as I keep writing, eventually, I will get through to him. So I cannot stop. I cannot.
Do you have any idea what he says about you, madam? Jacopo doesn't trust you in the slightest. He goes around calling you a witch. A man-eating devil woman. It's awful. There's no one as pure and as beautiful as you.
He says I am a witch.
Listen to me, madam. He never for a second actually loved you. He just wanted the influence attached to your name. Wanted to mingle with the upper class. He used you.
But last year, when we went out together, he gave me the Kanakis wheel at the photography shop. He had the owner make it especially for me.
He was just trying to win your favor. If he really cared for you, he wouldn't have gotten you a paper toy. He would have gotten you something like a ring, or a necklace, or some perfume, a nice dress. Something women really like. Has he ever given you anything like that?
He doesn't have any feelings for me.
I'm sorry. just couldn't stand to see you going through this, but I don't know when to shut my fat trap. I went too far. The last thing I need to be doing is hurting you worse. You know, for everything I've said, your unwavering dedication is really impressive, madam. I know I've suggested you get a divorce, but to be honest, part of me kinda doesn't actually want you to split up. Despite knowing you staying with him is just causing you pain. You've made it this far. I'd like to see you make it all the way. Maybe he actually will start paying attention. Your sweetness can melt even his heart of steel.
Yes, you're right. I will keep waiting. Keep writing. I will not divorce him.
Yeah, alright.
So, please, keep delivering my letters to him. You are my only remaining connection to the outside world. Oh yes, one more thing. If it is not too much trouble, could you tell me how he has been? What he has been doing lately? I do not have much else to write about. So if I could at least relieve him of some of his work-related stress. I am his wife after all. I should be able to do that much for him. I am his wife.
Her dedication to him was perhaps closer to an obsession. But she did not seem to be conscientious of the fact that her obsession was killing her. She was visibly losing weight, and her spirit was breaking down. It is said that emotions fade with time, but the opposite can also be said to be true. The act of waiting, of fervently believing for so many months despite the object of one's affections not returning them, can tear apart a person's heart, crush their soul, shatter their spirit. No matter how radiant, how thick-skinned they may be, with enough time, it will wear anyone down. No one is immune.
It's pointless, Jacopo. Wait all you want. You won't get her back. If she's going to be writing letters, she could at least write one for you. She looks so pure, pretty as an angel. But God Almighty, is it only how she looks? You've changed a bit.
What? Have I?
The old you would be yelling and screaming, chomping at the bit to go storming in on the madam. Now you just go quiet.
Just a little tired.
You could break it off then.
What?
You've already made a name for yourself in high society. Nobody's gonna suddenly start ignoring you. You're more than put her family name to good use. To put it in your own words, it's no longer necessary. This isn't something I really want to say, but the madam has never liked you. She was married off to a total stranger and forced to leave her home. I'm sure she felt very alone. And so she sought the companionship of other men. Anyone who wasn't you probably seemed quite attractive to her. So, without getting violent or threatening to kill her or anything, just end it already, quietly and without a fuss. It'll be easier for you that way.
I cannot.
Because you still love her? That's wonderful, Jacopo. After everything, you still love her. That's just blind, slavish devotion at this point.
Perhaps it is foolish, unhealthy obsession. But I still do not wish to sever ties with her. I cannot get the image of her smile out of my head. The look of utter elation on her face as she looked through the
Phenakistoscope.
The phenakistoscope. Those captivating eyes beneath the veil at our wedding. I will never, for as long as I live, forget those sights.
Color me surprised. You're a sentimental one. Well, I guess you always have been kind of mushy, haven't you? True to your heart, despite how you may look. That's not a bad thing, though, in my book. There's nothing but pain in it for you now, but all you can do is wait until she stops writing. But don't worry, if you need to let off some steam, I'm all ears. I'll be here for you until she breaks it off with the other men.
No, that will not be necessary.
What?
I know very well that things cannot continue on as they are forever. I knew it from the beginning. I still couldn't do anything. This time, I'm planning on facing it myself.
You serious, Jacopo?
Yeah. I've relied on you for too long. I was afraid of what I might do to her. I didn't want anyone to find out that my wife was being unfaithful. And I thought the best way to ensure that was by locking her up away from everyone else. But the situation is not going to improve unless I do something. If I allow things to continue as they are, sooner or later, word of her infidelity will leak. So before that happens, I must face her myself. I must do something.
It's probably best if you didn't. I'll tell her anything you want. Make sure things start improving.
I appreciate everything you've done. And I apologize for getting you involved in our troubles. But, I'm going to end it now. No. I must put an end to it. This is a problem between me and her.
You might get violent again if you go see her face to face.
Yeah, I might. Might do something that would look rather bad for me. But it's reached a point where, until the two of us face up to each other, it's never gonna go away. It took me far too long. I wasted too much time trying to find my resolve.
I see. You'll need a way to break the ice then.
Break the ice.
Right. If you've got some convenient excuse to talk to her, it'll reduce some tension and make it easier to bring up what you need to bring up. Right? Here's an idea. That transcontinental railroad you've been funding, that's supposed to be opening up pretty soon, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
There'll be a message by telegraph when it happens, right? You can ask her to be there to hear it. And then you can invite her to ride the first train. You've put your heart and soul into this project and it's finally being realized. It's going to be an amazing day for you, and a day like that's ripe for more good things to happen. It's going to be the accomplishment of a lifetime. Don't look so down in the dumps. You're sending trains across this massive continent, carrying on them the people of this country's dreams. Who says you can't stick a dream of your own on it too?
Right. Yeah, you have a point. A railroad that spans from coast to coast. She's a sickly girl, which makes long trips difficult. But this new rail system should make them much less straining. It would allow me to show her the world.
Yeah, that's perfect. I'm getting excited myself. It'll go great, I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
Oh god, my fucking sides! Seriously, they're a goddamn riot. The both of them. They keep on trusting me and keep on getting hurt. They don't have to be going through any of this. Oh my god, Maria, you're terrible. And these people call me the Holy Mother. I bet the real Mary's rolling in her fucking grave. Now, I must say, I wasn't expecting you to make a move, Jacopo. A shame that. A squirming loser, paralyzed by insecurity, is a better role for you. If they do end up figuring it out, tough shit. Doesn't hurt anything, just takes away a bit of my fun. I don't understand why he's so infatuated with this railroad. I mean, I do sort of get romanticizing steel, but my kind of steel's a little smaller scale. Anyway, I suppose it's about time to get things moving. No matter how this plays out, You will not have a happy ending, Jacopo. You're going to get a real taste of just how much I despise you.
Maria! Maria! Oh, there you are.
What is it? I'm on break right now.
You were assigned to clean the facility, weren't you? Well, head maid's saying it hasn't been done yet.
What? I did! I cleaned it! Just a casual once-over, but hey.
Well, do it again. And do it right this time. Because if you don't, it's gonna fall on me.
And that's supposed to make me give a damn?
I mean it. You take care of it. You get enough special treatment as it is.
Yeah, right. I heard you the first time. I'll take care of it.
And don't you forget it. And for God's sake, why should I have to be the one to tell her?
You gone? Ugh, what a pain. Who cares if the damn cellar is clean? Not like anyone's bringing guests down there. Yeesh. I guess I should take care of it. Better that than a tongue lashing by the head maid. God, why'd I have to be a maid anyway? What a dank place. Ugh, it's so dark and humid down here. Makes me feel gross. Someone there? Hello? Hello? Is anyone in there? Came further in. Whoa, it's seriously dusty back here. Who was supposed to clean this last week? Well, clean the whole thing next time, damn it! This makes my job harder. Oh, disgusting! Ugh, damn cobwebs! God. Oh dear God. I do not want to clean this. Ow! For God's sake! Stack this stuff properly! Now I've got to fix this whole mess. For the love of... What's this? Something carved into the floor. Never noticed this before. Someone get bored one day? What do we have here? It's mostly illegible. Let's see. It's not written in English, but my native language. Not modern. Really archaic. Why on earth would an old form of my country's language be carved into the floor of a mansion built here in the New World? Most of it's illegible, but I can make out one section. Our lives.
Go for it, Ma.
Our lives shall be forfeit to the witch's curse. Nevertheless, we must lay bare those with sin upon their souls, for the redemption of those whom are pure. Should ye me not to dispel your curse, implore of you, O witch, to mark with it only their bloodlines, the blood of the sinners flows through those who dwelt within this house, but not I. What in the... A witch? That's crazy. That's crazy. But why does the handwriting look like mine? It's just coincidentally similar. No one's handwriting is perfectly unique after all. Why am I so sweaty? It's not that hot down here. Nope, forget it. Didn't see a thing. Not a chance it's real. Just a tasteless prank. This is silly. There's something in this box. Is that a painting? Has that always been there? Huh? White hair, fair skin. Is this a madam? But then, why is the face all torn up? And her clothes look really old-fashioned. The painting seems worn and faded too. Something about it feels off. I'm not sure how to describe it. It's very creepy, unsettling. The writing on the wall, on the floor, and this painting. What is with this house? It's just a painting. Nothing to get weirded out over. But I know what happened. Jacopo probably slashed it up in a fit of jealousy. He is a simple man. Seeing this probably wouldn't put him in the best mood.
What was that? Someone there. Door is open. Nobody's there. What's this? Painting? Who could have left it here? Is that me? Why? But my face, it's been cut. No. Why would someone have this painted? Just to do this? Who would do such a thing? You're like a witch, my dear. Like a demon. Your very presence brings misfortune upon others. You're cursed. No, I'm not. I am not. Was it you, Jacopo? Did you have this painted so you could destroy it? Do you really despise me to that extent? Why? Why do you? What did I ever do? to make you hate me? Why? Why? I, all I am doing is waiting for you.
Jacopo?
Is that still me?
You worthless tramp.
Okay.
You worthless tramp. Are those years only for show? This house has no need of a garden. I always thought you had at least some sense of taste. Silence! It's all your fault! Every last thing! Then say goodbye to your freedom! I'll kill you!
Does the mere act of waiting impose on you? Does my mere presence pervert you? Would it be better if I were gone? Would it be better if I left this mansion? If I left you? I don't think I can wait much longer. There's no end in sight. I can't take it any. There's no end. No. I will set a deadline for when I give up waiting. When the project you pour your heart and soul into is complete. When the railroad opens, I will be finished waiting. And then it's over.
The Pacific Railroad's last spike ceremony was drawing nearer by the day. That day was, coincidentally, the deadline of the two of them had set for themselves. Jacopo to confront his wife, and the white-haired girl to wait for him. And as that day approached, she continued to write letters. She wrote the letters purely by force of habit, despite having been worn visibly thin. I expect that she could not stop, that the act of writing was all that kept her from going mad. By focusing her attention on another person through her letters, she was able to maintain her grip on herself. But that day would put an end to her suffering and despair. When the railroad was completed, all their misunderstandings would be cleared up. They would return to the smiling, happy couple they had been when they were first married. The harsh winter would finally come to a close, melting away into the past, allowing them to step into the future. With constant prayer in my heart, I impatiently awaited the railroad's opening ceremony. I do not, after all, wish for anyone to fall into any kind of misfortune. And that goes for you as well, Master. Now, Master, the door is soon to be shut upon this era. Are you prepared to see what happens next? I see. Very well. Then allow us to make our way to that final day. See with your own eyes, Master, how this tale concludes. And please, do not let go of my hand. The night before the opening ceremony, the master of the house headed for his wife's shed. There was a tension on his face, but a surety in his step. He had found the resolve to speak with her. Having locked her away for so long in the shed, like a common prisoner, Jacopo was hardly optimistic about what she might say to him. He had undeniably mistreated her, said heartless and cruel things to her, and even gotten physically violent with her. His actions were inexcusable, even if they were in response to her infidelity. Of course, the very infidelity which had driven him to such behavior had not, in fact taken place, but he was unaware of that. There was a chance they would never reconcile their misunderstandings, and that this predicament would not have a positive resolution, but he still clung to a tiny fragment of hope. He wanted to start over with the white-haired girl, to make a new future with her. With that desire burning strong in his heart, he stood before the door to her shed and called out to her.
Are you awake? It's me, Jacopo. May I come in? I won't hurt you. I will not raise my hand against you again. I swear to you, I will do you no harm. I just wish to speak. I would like to have a calm, rational conversation. And as much, I will not enter your room until you've given me your permission. So, may I please come in? You won't even give me a response? Alright. Considering how you must feel about me, I shouldn't be surprised. Fine. Then you don't have to let me in. But please, at least hear me out. Do you remember the day, shortly after we first met, when we went on a honeymoon? If you can even call the little walk we took a honeymoon. I was unable to do anything nice for you then, either. I had no experience, no idea how to interact with an upper-class woman like you. I didn't know what I should do for you. And yeah, I know. It makes me sound juvenile. I have a tendency to say things I don't mean, the more perturbed I get. I'm sure I said things that hurt you numerous times that day. However, at the photography shop, when you fought a phenakistoscope, you smiled for me. I was genuinely pleased in that moment. I felt like I had gotten closer to you. I very much doubt that was actually an appropriate present for a noble woman like yourself. Jewels or flowers or something like that. Something beautiful would have certainly suited you better. And I knew that. But I assumed you would have been given gifts like that countless times in the past. You are, after all, a beautiful woman. I did not want to have to compete on the same field as those other men. I wanted to be special. No, I wanted to be unique to you. No one had ever shown you anything of the sort before, had they? Frankly, wasn't sure if a woman of your status would take any interest in a phenakistoscope at all. I imagine you've thrown it out by now, but I choose to believe you sincerely liked it on that day. That, just for a moment, I caught your eye. Even if you started seeing other men afterwards, that moment was real, wasn't it? Our marriage was, at its core, nothing but an arrangement between our parents, an exchange of money and influence. That was how it began, but that day I loved you. I yearned to see you smile, as if I had loved you my entire life. The Pacific Railroad has finally been completed. That's the project I've been funding. Everyone thought it was crazy, but a railroad now stretches across the breadth of this country. The joining ceremony will be held tomorrow. It's going to be a grand event. Locally, they're planning on doing a gun salute. And the sound of the last spike being driven into the ground will be transmitted across the country via telegraph. I have procured a telegraph, so we can listen to it here in the mansion. In your condition, you would probably have trouble handling the crowds at the telegraph station. But here, you could celebrate in the comfort of your own home. I suppose what I'm saying is, I want to celebrate this with you. I've made arrangements to make that possible for you, because I wish to have you there with me. Would you be willing, Tamara, to celebrate the completion of the Pacific Railroad with me? Would you be there at my side? Huh? Please. Say something. I want to start over. I know very well what I've done to you. You may be at fault yourself, but what I did was unacceptable. But what I did was a consequence of my overpowering love for you. I swear it. Why? Why will you not answer me? Say something. Anything. Please. Please. You can hear me in there, can't you? If you don't want to, you can just say no. If you do reject me, I'll set you free. I won't hurt you. I promise. The door? It's not locked? Who opened it? Hello?
A humid spring breeze brushed against his cheeks. The drawn lace curtains appeared to glow in the gentle moonlight. The white-haired girl was not in her room.
Jacopo?
Oh, I must not have picked up, sorry. Where have you gone?
Stupefied, he glanced about his wife's chambers. To my eyes, the neatly organized room appeared no different than any other day. But to his eyes, it was pale and hollow. For the one who was supposed to be there, who was supposed to be waiting for him, was not present. He could not hear her voice from anywhere in the shed. In its place echoed a dry rustling. A sad, pitiful, empty whisper of a noise. It came from the lone object left abandoned atop her desk.
Fina. He's the scope.
It was the one present Jacopo had ever given the white-haired girl, a toy made of paper. When spun and viewed in a mirror, it created the illusion of a man and woman dancing.
You still have this? That's ridiculous. I assumed you had thrown it out.
The white-haired girl had evidently made considerable use of the phenakistoscope. The paper was visibly worn and tattered, warped in places, and had even begun to yellow. It spun slowly in the wind, rustling and rustling and rustling, spinning in an endless reminder of that day the year before, though there was no longer anyone around to look through it.
But you were with other men. Why would you keep something I gave you? So worn. Why? A letter?
Beneath the ever-rotating phenakistoscope lay a single sheet of paper. As if drawn to it, he scanned the contents of the parchment. It was a letter addressed to Caro mio Jacopo. The salutation, written in his native language, translates as follows.
My beloved Jacopo. Did the fruits of your dream...
Actually, let me read this for more
Alright.
emotional effect.
It's me.
Yes.
Did the fruits of your dream turn out as you had hoped? I'm sure it was wonderful and impressively fast. A train that can travel across a continent as large as this is like something out of a story. I wish I could have been there to see it. Sure, it would have been quite pleasant. Like the day you gave me the Nagus wheel. Am I being presumptuous? I'm sorry. I thought I would keep waiting for you forever. No matter how much you hated or ignored me. But I made up my mind, so I'm sorry. I decided I would wait for you until the railroad was completed. I foolishly thought that you might invite me to the opening ceremony. But it seems I am not good enough for you. I am going to take my leave of your house, so you needn't concern yourself with me any longer. However, I do have one request. Please do not forget about all the letters I wrote. Think back on them from time to time. Do not burn them all, for they contain my thoughts, my feelings, my words, a record of my love for you. Remember, when you can, that I was always watching you. I'm sorry. I'm having trouble writing. My ears are ringing. There's a voice whispering to me, calling me a witch. Maybe it's your voice. My vision is blurred. I'm not even sure what is going through my mind. I'm sorry. This was all I was able to write for you. I'm truly sorry. I will leave Fanakis will behind. It was my dearest treasure. Farewell. I loved you.
What? What? The hell is this?
He was visibly rattled. And unsurprisingly so. The mention of the Transcontinental Railroad's opening ceremony, the letter she had written, her dearest treasure, her profession of love for him. And above all, the mangled text that appeared to have been written by someone not entirely in their right mind. Everything about it served to amplify his befuddlement.
You waited for me? How can that be? The joining ceremony is tomorrow. It hasn't happened yet. Why did you have to leave then? I'm here. I came for you, just as I planned. The ceremony is on the 10th.
A second later, Jacopo gasped. The date written on the letter was the day prior, May 8th. Originally, the ceremony was planned to be held on May 8th, 1869. However, due to bad weather and labor dispute, it had been postponed for 2 days.
This can't be. I made sure you were informed. I had Maria. Madame was having an affair. Maria. No. You couldn't.
Scattered fragments of memory began coming together in his mind. Maria was the only one who had informed him of his wife's supposed unfaithfulness. And though the letters had not been addressed to him, thinking back on it, they had all been about him. In one letter, she had mentioned treasuring a gift. Jacopo had assumed it meant a gift from another man. But in fact, she had been referring to the phenakistoscope sitting atop her desk, still spinning in the wind. At long, long last, he finally made the connection. And at the same time, he realized that the only person who could have altered the letters was someone they both trusted, Maria.
Never. She never once betrayed me. She was not unfaithful at all. She waited unwaveringly for me. And I refused to believe her. I caused her pain again and again.
But his realizations came far too late. The white-haired girl's spirit had broken, and she was no longer at the mansion. Had he caught on to Maria's machinations sooner, things would not have turned out as they had. But he was much too late.
Maria! Hey, why would you do this?
Clenching the letter from his wife, Jacopo stormed out of the shed in search of Maria. But she was not in the room assigned to her.
Where have you gone? Maria!
Several maids were roused from their slumber by the racket, but no one had the courage to speak up as the master of the house frantically charged through the halls. Eventually, he arrived at his own chamber. He was certain he had closed the door before leaving, but now a sliver of light shone through the gap between it and the frame. From within the room, he thought he could sense someone's presence. When he opened the door, there he saw, comfortably perched upon his own chair, a woman.
I've been waiting, Jacopo. Nice room you got here. Though I guess it's only natural, you being the man of the house and all. All these fancy furnishings. You do know this stuff's too good for you, right? And then me. I get that barren little maid's room. Drives me up the wall. So hey, Jacopo? Clear the air with your little lady yet?
Maria!
I love that look on your face. I'm guessing you didn't make things better then?
No. Good and well. That she's not even here anymore.
Well, yeah, but I still want to hear you say it, you know? I want to hear from your own mouth that you couldn't keep a leash on your woman, so you locked her up, drove her mad, broke her down, and then she ran away from you. Go on, say something. Climb back on your high horse and start shouting like you always do.
Maria. Why would you do this?
Why? Why do you think? Because I fucking despise you. I've been trying to figure out how I wanted to end things, but then they just fell apart on their own. The fates are smiling down upon me, I guess.
Nonsense! She was waiting for me until the day of the joining ceremony. And I was gonna let her see her on that day. You knew the ceremony had been postponed.
That's what you get for putting it all in my hands. For thinking I'm the only one on your side. What, did you think I'd just tell her? Like a good little maid? Not a chance in hell. I mean, talk about some fantastic news. You both picked the same day, but you've got the dates different. Absolutely perfect.
Maria.
How you always felt? How long?
How long? 'Cause I was waiting for you. 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 'Cause I hold this grudge against me?
How long? How long? How goddamn dense can you be? Must be nice living in your little fantasy world, Jacopo. And this is the next Capo Famiglia? Oh my god! My sides!
Always hated me?
At the very least. I fucking loathed you since the minute we had our reunion. At first, I did try to convince myself you had your reasons. Didn't make it feel any less unfair, though. You had all your money and all your power and everything else you stole from me. And then you go and get hitched to this pretty little lady. Oh, don't try to act like you're the victim here. This is all on you. Do you have any idea how I felt? Fallen from grace, made your goddamn maid, having to suck up to you. Do you have any idea how infuriating that was? Or did you think I didn't know anything? Did you think I didn't suspect anything? If you did, then you've got your head way up in the clouds.
So, you were motivated by your grudge against my family, the Berzatis.
Precisely. That's exactly it. Your father wanted so badly to be the Capo Famiglia, wanted so badly to be in power, that he murdered my dad and grandpa. They say it was a carriage accident, but the ground was all torn to hell where it happened. You want to tell me what kind of a carriage accident caused it to explode? As soon as my dad and grandpa died, your dad took over as Capo Famiglia. The balance of power in the factions began to change. My family, and anyone with ties to the Campanellas, was either exterminated or exiled. The Berzatis took control of the city. My grandpa's Casca became your Casca. No one in their right mind would be naive enough to think the Berzatis didn't have a hand in that. The great Campanella family bitten by their pet dog. Except the dog had rabies. And as a result, in time, that lush, historic land will wither away and die. My dad and grandpa, buried in that dried up earth, are screaming in their graves even now. You can't prove me wrong, can you, Jacopo? And now, First in line to be the next capo familia is you, his son. Naturally. Feels pretty good, don't it? Slaughtering my family. Leaving us to wallow in the mud. While you live here like a fucking king. Because of what your family did. I don't have a home to go back to anymore. No house, no prestige. I have nothing left. And that's goddamn outrageous! The Campanellas are supposed to run that city. But instead, you filthy Bersati curs are crawling over it like some kind of infestation. I am a legitimate Campanella. But I'm stuck being your goddamn maid! If I hadn't been born a woman, I could have become the Campo Famiglia after my dad and grandpa died. But because I'm a woman, I couldn't retaliate. I just had to sit on my hands and watch the tragedy unfold. It was absolutely miserable. Though I had to make you suffer as well. I had to make you No. I had to make you twice as miserable as I was.
I had no reason to hate anyone but me. Why did you make her a part of this? Did you have some grudge against her too?
Not particularly. I actually rather like the madam. Sweet, pretty, kind-hearted, timid, and fragile. Trusted every word I said. A splendid little toy.
As your toy?
Now, can you really call me out for that? You can't. You have no right. I've never cared one bit about anyone else. They're all footstools to you. It's a little too late to find yourself a sense of morality. This whole thing, it could have been avoided if you two just had a single conversation. But instead, the both of you come crawling to me, saying, "You're my only ally, Maria." How dense can you be?
Whoops. I thought trusted. I'm sure she did too.
Then you should get your eyes examined, because you can't see a damn thing.
Maria?
My God, it was beautiful. The way you two blindly trusted me, creating your own misunderstandings and causing your own pain. How you could never seem to get on the same page. Watching it all fall apart.
Maria? Is that everything? The extent of your grudge? And all you did?
Yep. That's everything. All that's left is for me to kill you. Hold still now. I wouldn't want to miss.
You... Does that past mean nothing to you? Was that oath just an empty promise? How could it, when you remember so clearly?
Fine. I'll explain it for our little romantic boy. Bad grown-ups will even take advantage of good memories. It's time I finally returned this to you, Jacopo. That cartridge you gave me, packed with your disgusting sentimentality. Killing you ain't the end, though. All you Brazzati curs. I'll send every last one of you straight to hell. My revenge has just begun.
If you had been ready, you wouldn't have been a suitable Capofamiglia. You should have aimed between my eyes, Maria!
Jacopo! Why? Why?
Jacopo?
In a panic, I pulled the trigger, and from the barrel, a bullet went flying. Quite literally, right between her eyes. Would anyone ever believe me? If I said this wasn't how I wanted things to turn out?
The rain just keeps on coming. Wonder if we'll be able to go home today. Hey, Jacopino! Say something, you little wuss.
Don't shout. You're gonna give me a headache.
The lightning's way louder than me. You jumped, Jacopino. You're such a baby.
Two! And stop calling me that.
Don't be scared. Don't cry.
Not crying. Your eyes are damp too.
I'm not crying. Not at all. Not one bit.
Liar!
There's no end to this rain, is there?
Fine. If it doesn't stop, there's nothing at home for me.
You don't want to go home? Your parents don't get along, huh?
That's... got nothing to do with it.
Liar.
You've got it good. Everyone loves your grandpa. Whenever anyone needs something, they come to him. Now there's a great man.
Huh? How'd my grandpa become part of this?
No reason.
Not everyone likes him. He gets just as much hate as love. Pa's not really a model citizen. He's mostly just shrewd. Are you jealous?
I'm not. My old man is, though.
Huh? Is he now? Well, your dad's got his good points too, I think. Like, I don't know. He seems like the kind of man who can accomplish big things. Though, he seems a lot stricter than my grandpa. Oh, come on! I don't get you. What are you climbing up for?
No reason.
If you don't want to go home, then how about we go somewhere far away from here?
Huh?
Once it stops raining, let's get out of here. Head up to the capital, find some work. We can make it work, the two of us. Oh, and we'll bring Nero, of course.
If we could. That would be nice. Break free of the city and its outdated traditions. Head somewhere bigger, more forward-thinking. If only it were possible. It's alright, Maria. I know you were just joking. We wouldn't be able to find work anyway. If the two of us ran off, we'd be starving in a month. You'd have to be blind not to see that.
Right.
Let's go home once the rain lets up.
Yeah. Yes, it does. But until then, I know, let's sing! Sing even louder than the lightning. Then maybe you'll stop crying, Jacopino.
I am not crying!
Come on, let's sing. La la la, little la, little la, little la, little la, little la, little la la.
La. Little la, little la, little la, little la, little la, little la la. Maria, I may not put it into words, but I trust you understand that I consider you a dear friend.
Listen to me, Jacopino. Listen to me, Jacopo. Fucking hell. Let me start again. Listen to me, Jacopo. My actions were justified. I did what I did for the betterment of this city, this land. The Campanellas are too conservative. Under their control, this country will atrophy. Progress will continue to lose steam. If we don't push forward, we'll fall farther and farther behind. Before long, you will be made the next Capofamiglia. But until that day, you will cross over to the New World and establish the Cosca there. Unify us, bolster us, make us strong. I'll handle things back here. I won't let the Campanellas try and strike back. What? You want Maria to? It's dangerous to keep a Campanella so close by. She has to be taken care of. If you insist. But do not let your guard down. Betrayal is a constant companion in this world. I'm giving you my revolver. Keep it on you at all times. Glory everlasting upon our blood and upon this earth.
The best I can give you is a job as my maid. If I show you any more obviously preferential treatment, the Berzatis are liable to step in. Money, power, respect, and enough authority to not take orders from anyone. I thought that if I could obtain all that, I would be able to give you your freedom. And her as well. I wanted to give you both comfortable lives. But none of that got through to either of you. Everything is slipping through my fingers. Her love, my friendship with Maria, both of their smiles.
Cristina.
Master? Master? What was that sound? Eek! So much blood! Maria? What happened this time?
You keep getting stuck witnessing the worst things.
What?
Call a doctor. Someone with tight lips. Do not call the police. And don't make a scene. Got it? If so, then go on.
Yes, sir.
Right. Not everything is slipped from my grasp. My money and influence are all that's left.
That is what you wanted, though, is it not? You sought money and power, no?
Aren't you, going to go?
Yes, I will. But first, I would like to ask you something. What do you intend to do from here?
What am I gonna do? Exactly the same as before. There's but one thing for me to do.
I see. Will you eventually find solace in your riches? The way I see it, money and power can be your ally, but they can become your enemy in the blink of an eye. If you do not put them into words, your feelings will never make it through to anyone. For unlike money, humans are not measurable by their appearance. He failed to communicate to anyone what he had held within his breast. He was chained down by his place in society, his pride, his relationships, and his own heart. And at some point, he found himself in a position where he was no longer able to speak his mind. After enough time, he likely forgot how to be genuine at all. Or perhaps someone like him simply would not, even if they knew how. In any event, there are many things in this world that cannot be communicated without being put into words. How sad that his tale should end without him expressing how he truly felt. How hard it must have been to never clear up his misunderstandings. After Jacopo's confrontation with Maria, the Pacific Railroad was completed as scheduled. Celebratory cheers shook the new world as the last spike was driven into the rails. Jacopo, however, could not even manage a smile listening to the telegraph. And I am sure you can take a guess as to why. The people with whom he wished to share that moment were not there. Shortly following her death, Jacopo held a private funeral for Maria. Then he commenced a search for the white-haired girl. But he did not do so alone. He hired others to help, did everything in his power to find her, tirelessly searching for many, many years. However, he was never able to locate her. And he spent the remainder of his life alone. Money, power, renown, servants. The world around him was always quite lively. But solitude was his only companion. He waited, and he waited, and he waited for the white-haired girl to return. The years crawled by, and with no family or loved ones at his side to care for him in his old age, he died alone.